If the criminal does not fear the police, a judge, or prison, he must be taught to fear his victims.
Colorado Springs say a burglary suspect attacked a security guard with a hammer and then was shot. That incident happened just before 4 in the morning on West Bijou Street near the I-25 interchange. Officers say the suspect broke into several businesses in the area. The suspect then attacked one security guard with the hammer and injured them. Another security guard fired his gun and injured the suspect. Now, the injured security guard is expected to be okay. The suspect who was shot was taken to the hospital. He is expected to survive. After treatment, that suspect will be taken to the El Paso County Jail.
Scott's in for Felicia Lawrence tonight. I'm Anne Marie, and tonight at 5 we begin with another deadly road rage shooting. Metro Police are investigating after a 29-year-old man shot and killed here in our community.
All of this unfolding last night on the southeast side of Indy near Emerson and Thompson. The man shot last night just got married less than a month ago.
Our Marion County reporter Lauren Kosick spoke to his wife and shares the reason that police now believe that shooter pulled the trigger.
Police say a confrontation between two drivers ended in deadly gunfire here at Emerson and Thompson Road. Detectives now believe the driver who pulled the trigger may have been doing so in self-defense.
2022 male was shot in the intersection.
Dispatch receiving several calls Tuesday night.
Male's in the middle of the street. Male was shot in the face.
First responders then quickly rushed to the intersection.
According to witnesses, this incident seemed to have stemmed from a road rage incident between a black Honda and a white Chevy pickup truck.
Police say the driver of the pickup admitted to pulling the trigger. He was detained at the scene and later released after belief that the shooting was self-defense. An officer at the scene sharing this information with dispatch.
Suspect that fired the shots is saying pulled a gun on him first, so he shot him.
The other driver, 29-year-old Gavin Dasaur, died at the hospital. Just last month, this was him at his wedding. His wife, Cynthia, sharing this video with 13 News. Now, instead of planning their honeymoon, she is left planning a funeral, saying he did not deserve to die this way. It's such a tragedy that my husband was murdered in cold blood. As a grieving widow, my heart is shattered and my world will never be the same. IMPD says road rage shootings like this one are preventable, sharing this message with drivers.
If someone upsets you out here on the roadways, it's not worth it. Just let them go. Don't hawk at them. Don't engage. Don't confront them. Just let them go.
IMPD tells us they are also speaking to several witnesses who were on scene last night and are also checking many of the nearby businesses for surveillance video. In Indianapolis, Lauren Kosick, 13 News.
We're here with Lieutenant Jed Campbell. He's the investigator on this case here just along 47th Street and El Cajon Boulevard. Now, what you heard from him just now was detailing the incident that happened just a little bit earlier today. We did get confirmation that a 38-year-old woman was shot and killed just a little bit earlier during what was believed to be a robbery attempt. They described the suspect that's currently in police custody, working on confirming whether or not he is this gunman is the suspect in this case here. They said that he's a 30-year-old black male. He was wearing this black sweatshirt with a red stripe down the middle. They do say that they have him. He matches the description, I should say, and they did find a firearm on him. Now, when breaking down the scene here, this happened at Gateway Apartments, just near the intersection, the rear of these apartments along Meade and 47th Street, Euclid Avenue as well. We do see this street blocked off, but again, they say the gunman was trying to rob a gentleman and then a female did intervene. In that moment, we did learn that that woman was shot and killed just a bit earlier. We did know that this suspect was at large. Police saying that they do have him in custody at this moment. As you can see, a heavy police presence here and still working to piece together the details of what happened right here at these apartment complexes. A little bit earlier, I did speak to witnesses at the scene. They said they were in the front side of the apartment. They were quickly rushed out of where they live. They're working to get back inside. The street is blocked off. I talked to a woman who's working to park her car. She can at this moment, just given the heavy police presence. I talked to them about the security of this apartment. They said there once was security. They haven't seen it around here in a while, but generally feel safe in this area. But just to reiterate, we just heard from from Lieutenant Judd Campbell. He's the homicide investigator on this scene. This is a confirmed homicide investigation by San Diego PD. Wrapping up this here. I'm going to take a step aside at the current moment, but yeah, officers right now briefing the situation, the current situation. And again, a 38-year-old woman was killed here tonight at Gateway Apartments. She was intervening in a robbery situation, trying to step in and help, it seems, to ultimately end in the reality and conclusion tonight. So, of course, this is ever evolving situation when we arrive to these scenes, incredibly hard to cover and piece together at this moment, but working to gather these details as we continue the Fox 5 News tomorrow morning. But for now, Kathleen, that's the very latest here from the Tamaj neighborhood. I'm Sarah Legray, sending it back to you.
Killing a man inside his house. This happened near 51st and Q this morning.
As KETV News Watch 7's Jessica Perez reports, authorities believe he shot 40-year-old Nicholas Gomez in self-defense. She's live near the scene. Jessica, what do we know?
This all happened around 2:20 this morning. The homeowner says he was scared and protecting himself. It was a quiet Tuesday morning with nothing but the sound of crickets. Roseanne Pickering was surprised to hear sirens and see police tape surrounding her neighbor's home.
At that time, I thought something happened to the owner of the house.
Omaha police officers found the homeowner inside and 40-year-old Nicholas Gomez dead from a gunshot. Authorities questioned the homeowner, then released him. The homeowner told KETV News Watch 7 Gomez started acting crazy. He was afraid of Gomez and protected himself.
At least my friend, my neighbor, is okay, and he's back home, so that's a good sign.
Pickering says the homeowner often rented rooms out, but Gomez wasn't supposed to be staying there anymore.
He had told me that somebody got out of jail and came there to pick up or get some of his stuff that he had there, and then he wouldn't leave. And he told me he was like kind of fearful of this guy, that he's kind of violent.
Court records show Gomez had multiple assault convictions, including assault of a police officer in 2016 from Adams County. He threw a chair at the officer, then lunged at him. He most recently served 100 days in jail for a probation violation in May. The investigation is ongoing, and the Douglas County Attorney's Office says at this time the homeowner won't face charges. Again, the investigation is ongoing, but the County Attorney's Office says it is being treated as self-defense. Back to you.
So an individual that had an existing PPO and an ERPO against him in place came to the home where one of our victims was staying to be away from him, broke into the home, utilizing an axe and coming in a basement window. And the victim who obtained the PPO was there with her stepson. They went upstairs into a bedroom and barricaded themselves into the bedroom and called 911. The suspect proceeded up to the second story, tried to get into the bedroom, and found that the stepson was holding the door closed, so the suspect fired a shot through the door, at which point the stepson fell to the ground, and the suspect came through the door now, pointed a firearm directly at the stepson and said, "I'm here," basically, not the exact words, but "I'm here for her," and then was proceeding towards the bathroom where she had gone. And the stepson fired one round, which ended the situation.
Investigating more gun violence in Portland.
And we have now some new details about who was hurt, what exactly happened. Fox 4's Deborah Gill joins us live now with the very latest. Deb.
Good morning. Yeah, we are on Southeast 146 just off Burnside, where neighbors to these apartments here tell us they thought they heard 2 gunshots. Police rushed here 4 minutes after midnight on calls of a shooting. They found a man with life-threatening injuries, rushed him to the hospital. Our cameras captured a man in a wheelchair and handcuffs sitting at the patrol cars and talking with officers. Neighbors say they heard arguing and then the gunfire and assumed this man was being arrested.
I heard arguing last night, and then a little bit after I heard a loud noise, but I can't tell you if it was fireworks or gunshots. I hear both all the time, and sometimes it's hard to tell the difference.
Police tell us it was two brothers who got into an argument and one of them shot the other in self-defense and will not be arrested. Again, the other brother is in the hospital with life-threatening injuries this morning. Neighbors tell us hearing gunfire in the neighborhood is becoming all too common, and they're not happy about it. Reporting live in Southeast Portland, Deborah Gill. Good day, Oregon.